What's happening, guys? What's happening? Larry Olubamiwo back again with another video. And this video is going to be the kind of late breaking news yesterday that the Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk fight has been signed. Yes, it's been signed for the 23rd of December. I think that's preliminary date. I think that date can be moved to January, from what I've read. But yeah, that's great news for all us boxing fans, and for people in general, who even the casual fans. I think this is the fight that they really wanted to see who is going to be undisputed for the first time, undisputed heavyweight champion for the first time in 20 odd years or something like that. Yeah, it's come as a surprise because, as I did a video on it a couple of weeks ago, Tyson Fury came out before and said that he was not interested in being the undisputed champion. So it's a little bit surprising, but not too much, because at the end of the day, Tyson Fury also is all about the money. It's all about the cheddar, baby. And obviously, if the price is right, he'll get in the ring with anyone. I mean, you only have to look at the Ngannou fight, which, you know, we'll get into that in a minute. But you know, yeah, Tyson Fury's up for it if you're willing to pay him what he wants. So, and obviously they've now come to an agreement. The Saudis should be hosting the fights. They're the ones with the deep pockets for this fight. You know, they've been hosting a lot of big fights. They've been wanting to host other big fights, i.e. Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. So, yeah, hopefully that means that can come back online, because we've been hearing all sorts about that fight now, maybe not happening. So, yeah, it's great to hear that Usyk and Tyson Fury is finally been signed. But, and this is a big but, let's see if it happens. Yeah, we've seen it time and time again. They said a fight is signed, sealed, but it never gets delivered. Yeah, for all sorts of reasons. Now, we've seen this with Tyson Fury before. You know, with the rematch with Klitschko, for instance, that was signed and sealed. Never happened. Obviously, there was the whole, you know, performance enhancing drugs thing with Tyson Fury, and then he ended up serving a ban, and then also he claimed he had mental health problems, which scuppered the fight. Now, the problem that we might see with this is, if the Ngannou fight is going to go ahead, which it looks like it is going to, there's a possibility that Tyson Fury could get injured in that fight. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. Even if he's a heavy favorite, he could get injured, and if he does get injured, then that puts the fight back. And yeah, then the fight doesn't happen, and then good luck trying to find another date, because Tyson Fury might have changed his mind by then. He would have had to pay from the Ngannou fight and just think, you know what, sod this, because I think he's starting to get to the point in his career now where he's thinking, do I need this or not? He's got all the money in the world. Do you know what I mean? He's there's other things that he wants to do. He wants to get into the acting game, as I'm in, obviously. There's other things he wants to do. Do you know what I mean? So I can't blame him. I can't blame him. And you know, boxing's a tough sport. And he's got numerous injuries as well. He's got his elbow injury. I think he's got a couple other injuries that he had before that he, you know, might be suffering with again. So yeah, it's a difficult prospect to then get up for another fight, especially when you get injured. So, you know, no matter how we feel about Ngannou and how easy that fight is going to be for Tyson Fury, the reality is Ngannou punches extremely hard. He might not be as skillful as we saw with the excerpts from his training with Mike Tyson. I won't say any more about that, because, you know, a lot of people are thinking that that's a ploy. I doubt it, but anyway. But a lot of people are actually saying that Ngannou, they should actually cancel the Ngannou fight because of this. I can kind of see where they're coming from. And although I'm very happy for Ngannou to have this fight and to get paid and get a big payday that he's going to get, the reality is that this fight is not very important. This fight's not very important. It's basically a payday for both fighters. Easy pay. Well, I say easy. Not easy, but it's a payday. You know what I mean? Ngannou's getting by far the most he's ever had for a fight. And Tyson Fury is getting a lot, maybe not the most, but he's getting a lot close to what he's got for a fight before. The most he's got for a fight before. And relatively speaking, it's going to be easier for him because Ngannou's not a boxer, let's be honest. You know what I mean? If this was a cage match, you know, Ngannou would destroy Tyson Fury. It wouldn't even be fair. You know, at least he can box a little bit because he trains with boxers. From what Damien told me, he sparred a lot with Carlos Takam and a couple of other guys. I think even Joe Joyce as well. But, you know, there's levels to this game. And you know, just like in the MMA field, in the boxing field, you know, Tyson Fury's at the top with Usyk. So there's levels to this game, man. And, you know what I mean? I'd like to see him. I'd like to see a surprise. But the reality is this fight is not as important as the Alexander Usyk-Tyson Fury fight. And that being the case, I would rather, and I think most people would rather that fight happen so we can see an undisputed champion and we can see who is the best heavyweight in this era. So I'm not against the Ngannou fight at all. You know, I want both of them to get paid. Fantastic athletes. But at the same time, the Usyk fight is the more important fight. So if we're putting that, if we're, you know, putting it like that, then the Usyk fight should take precedence. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's a hard one, and I mean, I don't think the fight is going to get cancelled because I think we're only like 4 weeks away now. But you never know. Money talks. Money talks. I mean, if they was to give Ngannou step aside money to compensate him, you never know. Yeah, so it's interesting. It's interesting, but you know, everything, you know, being equal, and this fight does go ahead. I can't wait to see this, and I don't know who to choose. I really don't know who to choose. They're both fantastic boxers. Both got their strengths and weaknesses. I've got a feeling that because of the Dubois fight with Usyk, Tyson Fury is more interested because he sees a weakness with Usyk, and it might be a weakness, it might not be, who knows. But I think after that performance, I think Tyson Fury would be a favourite. Not in my eyes, but in the general public, he'll be the favourite, and rightly so, Yeah, I'll have to wait until nearer the time before I decide who I am going to pick. But it's going to be a fascinating fight. And finally, let's hope, because anything can scupper this. We know, we've been here before. So let's hope, guys. It's great news, but let's hope that this fight actually goes ahead, because there's a long time till December. You know what I mean? Anything can happen. You know what I mean? So anyway, guys, what do you think about this news? And who are you picking for this fight? And also, do you think the Ngannou fight is still going to go ahead? Leave some comments down below and let me know what you think, please, yeah?